Welcome to Picture Healer channel. This is Shi Tian. Today we want to take a look at the traditional Feng Shui calendar or the lunar calendar and talk about how to select a lucky day for your important events. For the past 2 years, we have been publishing a Feng Shui planner and calendar. And this year, our digital book is out on our website, picturehealer.com. You can find the link in the description box below. So we'll use this book as an example to find out how to select a lucky day for your important events, such as wedding, moving, starting a business or a construction, or just for everyday activities such as a haircut or meeting friends. Here is an example of the monthly spread. This is January. We include a monthly flying star feng shui chart for your reference. And we also have the 24 solar turns. There are 2 solar turns each month. The calendar shows you exact date for the solar turns. Most information is on the weekly view. Here is an example. We are showing the direction of happiness star and wealth star. You can use this direction any way you like. For example, you can use the happiness star or the wealth star direction to pick out your seat in a restaurant, in a meeting, or use it as a guide when you are planning your trip in that day. And there is a conflicting animal sign each day, and also a conflicting direction. Those are important for date selection. If your sign is conflicting in that day, that's not a good day for you to have important events. And try to avoid your construction direction that's conflicting with that day to start the construction. Usually it's the first day that's the most important, the starting of construction. And on the right side, we show you the stem branch timing system. That's the 10 heavenly stem and the 12 earthly branches. So there will be 60 combinations. And then we have the 5 elements of the day. If you study any fortune telling or any Chinese metaphysics, that can be a good reference. And then we have the lucky and unlucky activities of the day. That's the information most people are interested. There are many factors to decide the lucky and unlucky activities. One major factor is 12-day officers. We call that 剑除12神, or the 12 gods. And here is a list. We have 建 or establish, 除 means remove, 满 means full. And then we have balance, and then stable, and then initiate. And number 7 is destruction. Number 8 is danger. Number 9 is accomplish. Number 10 is receive. Number 11 is open. And number 12 is close. Those are like 12 stars. And each day there is a different star governing the day. So each day there is a list of lucky and unlucky activities. For example, the first one, 建, the establish, that's usually an auspicious day to start important events. In general, for the auspicious days, you can start important events such as wedding, starting a business, starting a construction, or traveling. Some of the days are more inauspicious, such as number 2, remove, or number 8, danger, or number 12, close. Those are better to have demolition of the house, or visiting doctors, or house cleaning, or pest control, and avoid major festive events during those days. And let's look at the most popular activities on the traditional Chinese Feng Shui calendar. The first part is related to construction, such as starting a construction. That usually means the first day of construction. So you should pick a lucky day to start your construction. And for construction, we also check the direction of your job site. Is it on the east or west of your house? And then check the calendar. If that direction is conflicting in that day, it's better not to select that day to start a construction. Next one is setting up a door, a stove, or a bed. This can mean the first time moving to a house and you are trying to set up everything, or it can mean renovation, or after Feng Shui consultation, you want to set up the stove, door, or bed direction for better luck. The third one is moving to a new house, and you can find that in the list of lucky activities, and just follow that. And also check your animal sign so it's not conflicting with your moving date. The next one is demolition, and this is usually done on those unlucky days when all the festive events should be avoided. The next section is related to wedding, and the major one is a wedding, including the ceremony or related party. The dressmaking, it can be for wedding or any formal event. So that's also one of the activity that's usually shown on the calendar. Next is setting up a bed, usually after a wedding, for the bed in the master bedroom. Next one is signing a contract. This can also be related to wedding, such as engagement, or it can be any business contract. Next section is related to religion. The first one is ceremony. That's a very common activity in the old days. It can mean any type of ceremony, usually done in a temple. In the modern days, you can adapt it to any non-religious ceremony, or even just meditation. Next one is activating Feng Shui cures or removing Feng Shui cures. You can find specific dates in the calendar and also check your animal sign so it's not conflicting that day. And check the lucky and unlucky directions. If it's not lucky in that direction, maybe pick a different date. Next section is related to funeral. In the old days, there are many different steps for funeral. Here we try to simplify it. It just means general funeral related ceremony or related activities. And the next one is house cleaning. This usually means a deep cleaning. It can be after a funeral. You try to clean out everything. Next is business related. First one is starting a business. That can mean any activity related to starting your business or opening for your business. And it can also mean after a long time of break, maybe a long holidays, and you are opening the door again for business. And it's important to pick a lucky day to open or reopen for your business. Next, we have trading. It can mean any type of business trading, including buying or selling a real estate or stock trading. The next one is signing a contract. This generally means signing any legal document or agreement. Not all activities are major activities or important event. Some are ordinary life. The first one is travel. It usually means long distance travel, but in the modern days, you can use it as any type of travel. And the bath is usually means purifying your body to prepare for a religious ceremony. But again, in the modern days, you can adapt it, maybe going to a spa or some special treatment. And the next one is haircut. This one is kind of famous because we usually don't think haircut is anything important. But in the calendar, that usually means special haircut, such as for monks, the first shaving for monks, or the first haircut for the baby. Or when a woman has long hair, we should be more careful and pick a lucky day to do the haircut. The next activity is meeting friends. It can be formal or informal meeting of your friends or family. It can also mean any business meeting. Next section, we have farming and herding. The first one is planting. That usually means farming for food. And we have fishing and hunting and adopting animals. Adopting animals can mean acquiring livestock or new pets, or it can mean getting a pet or adopting a pet. Next, we have training animals. That usually means training farm animals to do their job. But you can be creative and train your pet in the modern day. And there are some other activities not fit into the previous categories, such as pest control, visiting a doctor, or sharp knives. When we say sharp knives, that's a special day. That means it can be dangerous if you are using sharp tools or operating some type of machine. You just have to be extra careful during those days. And then we have avoid visiting sick patients. It can be confusing too because sometimes we cannot avoid visiting our family members. So you have to use your judgment. In the old days, the disease spreads easily because of poor hygiene. Now, if you are careful, it's usually not a problem. But if you have health concerns and you are weak, then it's better to avoid those days to visit other sick patients. Now you can see the basic date selection rules. The first one is to look at the calendar and pick the date with the lucky activities and avoid the days when it says avoid those activities. And the second is to check the animal signs of the people involved. You don't have to check animal signs of everybody, but at least the major person, maybe one or two person involved. And if the date is conflicting with the important people, then we should avoid that day. The third rule is to check the lucky directions and the conflicting directions. This is usually related to travel and construction. Depends on the location of your construction. You will want to try to avoid the date with the conflicting direction and avoid traveling to the direction if it's unlucky that day. But sometimes we cannot avoid, so you still should be more flexible, and this is just for reference. So that's a very basic of the date selection using a Feng Shui calendar. If you'd like to have a copy of our Feng Shui calendar, please visit the website picturehealer.com. Thank you for watching today and talk to you next week.